morning, my faithful YouTube subscribers. Today it is Sunday. It's midnight, actually. It's Sunday morning. It's about 12 o'clock Sunday. It is June 30th. The year is 2019. Of course, I'm Walter the Hampton II. So, where's my drink? Okay. I know I need a drink upstairs. Anyway, I've spent the past week or two, talking to people. And a lot of people, the first thing a lot of people say is, I've talked to people I've never spoken to before in the past few weeks who reached out to me. And it's just been weird. But I've talked to, weird in a good way, but I've talked to a lot of people, and the first thing they say is, Walter, when I first heard about you in your videos and your Facebook posts, I didn't like you. I didn't like anything you had to say. I thought you were a bitter person, an angry person. I thought you had problems. I thought, oh, this is just his experience. And they would run down this list of stuff that they thought that my videos were just from my perspective, and that they were probably false and incorrect. And that couldn't be true, especially the videos about Atlanta. Now, a lot of people watched those videos, looked at it, and even though I'm not the only person to make videos about Atlanta, there's a ton of videos about Atlanta, about various other YouTubers and all kinds of people. But they looked at the videos and looked at me for some reason. They said, I'm moving to Atlanta. Or they just didn't like what I was saying. But it's odd now, because I've spoken to so many people since, and they all say the same thing. I started off not liking what you had to say. Didn't want to hear what you had to say. Didn't believe what you were saying. And gradually over time, after certain events took place in their own lives, and after time, I've been doing these videos since 2011. So after a lot of time and just living life, these people came back and they all agreed, oh my God, Walter was correct. He was telling the truth. He wasn't making things up about Atlanta. He was being very accurate about Atlanta, and very accurate about the black gay community, and accurate about a bunch of black folks too. So, well, y'all, I don't know. I keep telling people, I've lived life. I'm 40 now. I did a lot of stuff. I can honestly say I've lived a great life, a wonderful life. I ain't got nothing to complain about. Because a lot of people, I'm sitting here at 49, me and Earl were talking last night. He said, you'd be 50 in just a few more months. I said, yeah. Earl doesn't turn 49 until September. So I'll be 50 in April. He's like, you haven't planned anything. And I'm like, well, what do you want? What am I supposed to plan? Well, you need to do something, he was suggesting. So I don't know, it's so late. I don't know. Couldn't even figure out what would I plan. What? I don't know. But anyway, back to the story, subject matter at hand. There are so many people who started out hating my videos and hating what I had to say and hating my Facebook posts, and then they end up loving it, or liking it, or agreeing with me. I don't know everything. I don't think we all don't agree with somebody on everything. But they begin to see things through my eyes, through their own eyes. And they would say, oh my God, I was warned about this. I remember Walter doing a video about something like this. Now I'm going through this. I'm going to tell y'all an interesting story. In 1991, I'll get the years mixed up. 1991 and 1992, I had two good friends. One was Robert, and the other one was someone else. I'm not going to say his name at this point. Because I had a bunch of other friends, but there was the three of us that I would say were friends. So we were friendly enemies is what I look at it back when I look back on it. But we went to go get tested for HIV, all three of us together. Got in the car, my car, they didn't have cars. And I drove us down to the testing facility, which was at the health department, which was strangely located on Parkway Drive at that time. Parkway Drive near the Taco Bell. If anybody knows Parkway Drive, there's a Taco Bell. There's a little rough section right there. There used to be a health center there. They tore it down and built $500,000 contemporary townhouses. Now, that used to be the health department, one of Fulton County's health departments. We went to go get HIV tested. During the course of us getting tested, me, at that time, They would test you. They didn't have all this counseling and all this other shit. Negative or positive. It just is what it was. So we went and got our test, the three of us. One of the guys there tested positive. And we just got back in my car. I don't even have to describe this back then. We were quiet, but they had just told him he was positive. So me and Robert in the front seat, we were quiet. I remember Robert turning up the radio and looking over at me, and I'm looking at him, and we knew our passenger in the back seat was going through it. And I remember Robert turning that radio station, and there was a song on the radio the song was Let the Beat Hit 'Em, Let the Music Take Control. Who did that damn song? Let the beat hit 'em. I'll never forget this because we was in that damn car. Was it Lisa Lee in the Coke Jam? Who did that damn song, Let the Beat Hit 'Em? Anyway, that was on the radio. Lisa in the Coke Jam, I had it right. Lisa in the Coke Jam was on the radio. They had that massive hit, Let the Beat Hit 'Em. And Robert turned that song up loud as hell and rolled down the windows and said, "We gonna celebrate life today." And we just kind of brushed past this, what just happened. I'll never forget that damn song because I remember Robert at one point jumping out the car dancing. Robert was crazy. Playing that song so loud, dancing. We were trying to cheer up my friend who was in the back seat and get him happy again. And long story short, we were living in Art Center Towers at that time. And I remember pulling back into the parking garage, loud music, we danced and everything, get out. And back then there was a leasing office. She lived in the building. She came out there, quiet all this noise. Why y'all playing this loud music and stuff? And Robert got in the car and grabbed her by the arm. I never forget this. Robert's kind of a big guy. Robert grabbed her by the arm and took her inside the building. And I was pulling into the garage and my other guy got out of the car and I went on to park. And he took her in the building. I don't know what was said, but when I parked the car and came up the elevator, I stopped to look at the mail. At this point, Robert, that guy was going up. And that woman was standing there with tears in her face. The tears were just running out of her face. And I was hurt. And I just stood there for a second. And she came up to me and she said, "What is he going to do?" I said, because I don't know what Robert had said to her. And we had many problems with this one. This one was crazy. She was out to get us because after we moved to the building, Robert was a party animal. It was just a lot going on. And I remember her with these tears in her eyes, standing there, and I'm just kind of bamboozled. I don't know what to take. I'm like, well, Robert said we just going to let the beat hit him. She said, what? And I said, that was the song we were playing on the radio, let the beat hit him. So that day, and the reason why I'm bringing this story up is because that individual loved to date married men. I don't know why. It was just odd that this back then, that's all he dated were guys who were married for whatever reasons. He was dating this guy who was a barber. He had met this guy at a barber. He was a barber. The guy was married, had a wife, lived in Stone Mountain. And the guy had a nice car, would come down to visit to see the person. Was a very gorgeous person. Everybody just was fall in love with this man. So he was a very handsome guy, and people would fall in love with him. And he was dating this guy who was married. And that day, he came by the building. And for some reason, I was in the lobby. I don't know what I was. Oh, I was about a pool. And he came up there looking for this person. He said, I just knocked on his door. He's not there. So I'm sitting there in shock. Oh, my God, this brother. And I didn't say anything. This man had just come there to see this person who lived in our building. And I didn't say a word about what had just happened. I was sitting there. I was literally sitting by the pool, just sitting there, just sitting, thinking. To be honest, I was thinking there was a lot of stuff going on. And I was sitting there thinking I was just turned 21 or 22. I think I want to say I was 22. It was 91 or 92. I can't remember the year. I'd have to sit down and really do. I had to have been. No, I was 22. It was 1992. It was 1992. So anyway, it was 1992, and he came by the pool looking. He saw me out there by the pool. He came out to ask him where was he at. I said, I don't know. I think he's upstairs. And I just stared at him. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, I remember standing there because I looked like I saw a ghost to tell him what just happened, but I couldn't. I was afraid. I said, okay. I was afraid to say anything. I was literally scared. And I wish to God I had said something. Because that man and his wife are dead today from AIDS. Because the individual that he was there to see, my friend, never disclosed to him his status. He didn't disclose to any of his sexual partners what was going on with him. And that man and his wife both died of AIDS. I know this because when I moved out to Stone Mountain in 1993, he had a barbershop up the street. And I would occasionally go there when I had hair, and he would cut my hair. And I noticed something I noticed some things were changing with him. I really didn't know. But later on, I went back out there to get a haircut after I had moved out of the Stone Mountain area and came back. And I was in the area. I said, let me go ahead and get a haircut back. And I went in there they said, oh, he died. I said, he died? They said, he died of AIDS. And they said his wife died also. She died first. You could have picked, I almost collapsed in that barbershop because I knew who he got it from. And I'm going to tell you how I knew this. That man had never, ever messed around with another man until he met my friend. That was the only man he messed around with. And when I would go get my hair cut, he would tell me how much he loved this person. He cared about this person. But he was married. And they had children. And I never really understood what happened with the children. So, when I think back to standing on that pool at the Arts Center Tower, standing poolside at the Arts Center Towers, and that guy coming looking for my friend, and we had just the same, I can never forget this ever. I remember that song playing in that damn car I had, Let the Beat Hit 'Em by Lisa and the Coke Jam. I remember us driving back to the apartment playing, and they were playing the long version of the radio. Let's playing that music loud. Robert dancing, and my friend in the back seat dancing too, because life was going to be okay. But they didn't have any medications back then that could make a person undetectable. It could stop a person from passing HIV. This was in the early 90s. And when Greg tested positive, he never told anyone. He didn't tell the people he should have told, the people he was having sex with. And so I do these videos, and I talk a lot about AIDS and HIV. And I talk about a lot of stuff that happens in our community because people we tend not to do so. We don't want to talk about it. So I'm kind of looked at as the bad person. So I used to, back then, even in the early 90s, I was considered the bad person. Because my friends would meet somebody and run off. I said, well, what are you doing? Aren't you worried about AIDS? They even told me to shut the fuck up. I was Miss Goody Two Shoes. Miss. I'm like, what the fuck? That's how gays read each other. They use gender pronouns. Instead of me being Mr. Goody Two Shoes, I gotta be Miss Goody Two Shoes. That's why niggas are dead today. But anyway, a lot of people in the black gay community don't understand what I'm saying unless they walk down this path. So when I do these videos, some people don't understand it until the beat hits them. Let the beat hit them. And that's what that song was about. Let the beat hit them. So when the beat hits them, they realize, oh shit, let the rhythm take control. They're going through, now I understand what Walter's saying. or what he said in that video or what he said in that post. I've had so many people come to say this over and over. I didn't like you. Because I thought something was wrong with you. And then the beat hit them. And they understood what I was talking about. That's the only way I can describe it. Because I can tell you all day long what it's like to walk up Peachtree Street from Midtown to Lenox Road. I've done it. Up to Lenox Mall. One time. I strolled up Lenox Peachtree Street in the summer heat. I live in Arlington, Tower, so I was going to walk up Peachtree Street. I never made that journey again on foot. Ever. That's a long-ass walk. From Peachtree, Midtown to Lenox Mall, what the fuck was I thinking? When I got there, I caught the train back. I didn't even get the chance to walk around the mall. I was wore out. So sometimes people have to experience things from their own perspective. I can tell you about shit all day long. You can listen or not. I've warned people about Atlanta and the people who live here in the city and some of the destructive stuff that's here. But some people don't want to listen. They got to experience it on their own. They got to let the beat hit them. They got to let the rhythm take control so they can find out what I'm talking about. And for some people, I hate to say this, Manny, what the hell are you doing? For some people, all the warning about HIV won't do no good until the beat hit them. And then they begin to experience it on their own. But by that time, it's too late. And by that time, all the warnings that they've had about what it's like and all this stuff, it doesn't matter. Now they have to see what it's like. See, I'm not one of them people. I don't need to let the beat hit me. I already know what it's going to be like when the rhythm takes control. So I talk about this stuff. And people say I'm a negative person. That's what people say. I was bitter. They said I was bitter, negative, mean. And then they realized, Walter, every word you said was truth. But I couldn't see it and understand it at that time. I had to experience it. I've heard this from so many people. So many people, Walter, I hated you. I don't want nothing to do with you. Now they come and give me a hug and say, you know what, thank you. Because when I was going through those issues, when the beat hit me, now I understood what was going on and why you said this. And the next thing they says, Walter, how'd you get through such a thing? And I say, well, let me explain. I've had to sit down and talk to a lot of people about a lot of experience I've been through. I don't have a problem discussing my life and talking about the stuff that I've experienced and going through, my own personal shit. I've been to prison before. I know what it's like. I don't ever want to go back. But I learned a lot there. That's what you won't ever see me physically harm somebody or do anything that would send me back behind those bars because I don't want to be there. Because I know what it's like. See, some people do foolish shit because they ain't never been there. And then the beat hit them when they walk through the bars. When they get behind those doors. When that beat hit them, they ain't ready. Why is she stuck? My Fanny is literally stuck over there. In fact, y'all give me a minute. She is stuck. Is she? No, she didn't find a way out. Vanny would go someplace and get stuck in a corner, like Vegas used to do. She'd be walking and she'd get stuck. So you have to go pry her loose. Weird. That means the end is near. So, I don't mind people saying that they don't like me and they didn't like me and all this stuff. And then they suddenly discover that what I was saying was true. I know a lot of folks who moved to Atlanta. Drove their U-Hauls here. Although they have seen my videos, some people I personally talked to, they came in anyway. They're not here no more. They didn't haul their ass back north. South, east, and west, but they got to fuck about Atlanta. And I don't, Atlanta could be a good city if you got your act together. But it's complicated if you don't have your act together. If you don't have the proper connections and the right job and the right this and the right that, you got to have everything in order to have success here. Sometimes to have success, it means sleeping on somebody's couch. See that couch right there? Sleeping on somebody's couch until you get on your feet. If they will allow you to sleep on that couch. You see that couch right there? You niggas cannot come over here and sleep on that damn couch. You see that couch? I pay a lot of money for that motherfucking couch. No, sir. You cannot sleep on it. I sleep on it, but you can't. I don't give a fuck who you are. My mama has slept on this couch a couple times. While I was out of town, she came over here. She wouldn't go upstairs. She slept on this couch. Big, comfortable couch. Comfortable down here. I keep stuff downstairs. She slept on that couch. She came upstairs that bed. She didn't go up the stairs. But I was out of town. But you niggas can't come over here and sleep on my couch. Forget about it. Don't even ask. But anyway, it's going to be a quick video. I just wanted to talk about some of the experiences I went through. I had an opportunity to save a man's life. And I should have opened my mouth and said, let me tell you what just happened. But I was concerned with what people would think about me. That was foolish. I should immediately pull him to the side and say, hey, this motherfucker, he just would test positive for HIV. Did he tell you this? You need to ask him about this. It just happened literally an hour ago. But I didn't say anything. I never said anything to this man ever about that. Ever. Even when I went to go get my hair, when I had some hair, but he would cut my hair, I didn't say anything. The few times I went to him. And I should have. And I regret that. You live and you learn. And I've learned now to open my mouth regardless and say something. And speak. Whether people like it or not. Sometimes the truth can be liberating for people. But the truth can be painful for some people. Me telling the truth would have hurt someone I knew, but it would have saved this man's life. Possibly. If he was willing to listen to me, I think he would have listened to me. Anyway, after that took place, a few months later, I decided I needed my own space away from these people. And I moved out of the Art Center Towers. And I moved to a place called Trolley Square. I didn't tell them nothing. I was tired. There was a lot of shit going on in that building in the Art Center Towers. And I just was not feeling it. I was coming to my own. I went and rented an apartment in Trolley Square. Have you ever heard of Trolley Square apartments? I think they still exist. I think Trolley Square is still around. It's near Piedmont Park. I went over to Trolley Square, high-ass rent, one bedroom apartment. I rented that sucker and moved my shit the next day. Called it moving company. And Robert didn't even know I was moving. I just told Robert, I just need my own place. And I moved. I had enough. I was tired. And I went from Trolley Square. I was living in Trolley Square. Then I moved from Trolley Square to a place on Ponce. This beautiful townhouse out on Ponce. I loved it. I was renting this townhouse from this white woman on Ponce. I was going to buy it from her. But then I found a better deal in Stone Mountain. I should have kept that townhouse on Ponce. I didn't realize the housing market was in a pit, with that pit. This woman was selling me this townhouse on Ponce in beautiful Druid Hills. For little or nothing, I should have brought that damn place. I was stupid. I wanted this house with a swimming pool. I saw this beautiful house in Stone Mountain swimming pool, and I fled there and went there. And she was like, I was giving you a good deal. And I was like, I found a better deal in my mind. But if I had brought that townhouse on Ponce, it would have been today worth over $1 million. And I probably would have got it for under 100. Yep. All day long. That townhouse is close to $1 million. I drive by it all the time like I should have bought that townhouse. Yeah, that was in 1992. No, 1993. 1993. I should have bought that townhouse. I regret that. Ooh, I should have bought that townhouse. Every time I drive by that, I should have bought that motherfucker. But the reason I didn't buy it because it was in a condo. You only had limited parking spaces. But the places, they renovated that place. The place is drop dead gorgeous now. I mean, it's beautiful. Asking about it. I would got it for cheap because she just wanted to dump it. At that time, Atlanta was not what it is today. And that area was nowhere near what it is today. It was nice, but not like it is now. But then multi-million-dollar houses over there. That's what that townhouse is worth. Every bit of $1 million or more today. And I said about it. But hey, I fucked that up. And took a house in Stone Mountain. But everything that glitters ain't gold. When I went out to Stone Mountain at the time, it was beautiful. And I thought Stone Mountain was the place to be. I should have kept that townhouse on Ponce in Druid Hills. You live... It's about location, but I was young. And I was looking at a big-ass house with a swimming pool and backyard and all this stuff instead of a cute little townhouse in the city with no yard, but in a wealthy, white neighborhood. I was a fool. But anyway, that was then, this is now. If you like my videos, click like. Today is Sunday, June 30th, year 2019. I'm going to go to bed. I got to make up my bed first. I cleaned my linen today, and I got to make this shit up. Anyway, it's Sunday, June 30th, year 2019. It's about 12:30 in the morning. You all have a good night. I'm out of here.